We are going to spend our time together focusing in on healthy habits. I give you some disclosures. I need to do this as a Harvard Medical School professor. I am on the scientific advisory board of Curves and Jenny Craig. I have my own lifestyle medicine consulting practice and health coaching company. In the beginning, even the College of Lifestyle Medicine was focusing on three things: exercise, nutrition, and stress resiliency. Three things. And I used to just really focus on those with my patients too, and then I realized when they're not sleeping, things go awry. When they don't have social support and they don't feel like they have high quality connections, things go awry. When there's alcohol that's being excessively used, it's really hard to maintain healthy habits, to be exercising, to be eating healthy foods. So addressing all of the pillars is really important. So I'm not just working in the 6 pillars. I'm glad there are 6 pillars, but I talked to you about the healthy body, peaceful mind, and joyful heart, 3 specific areas. And each of these areas, you'll see, has 3 parts to them: physical activity, attitude and beliefs, variety, investigations, nutrition, and goals. These are some steps that we need to take in order to adopt and sustain, maintain these healthy habits. There's 6 more: stress management, timeouts, energy, purpose, sleep, and social support. They all come together in this paving wheel. You'll see how it's broken up in 3 sections. There's a 4th, which is our action section. But look at the healthy body. The pieces of the puzzle for the healthy body are physical activity, nutrition, and sleep. The pieces of the pieces of the puzzle in the wheel for a peaceful mind are stress resiliency, attitude, and timeout. Now, when we're talking about the joyful heart, we're looking at the sense of purpose of our lives. We're looking at social connection and energy, natural sources of energy. You can work on these body, mind, and heart pieces, but if you don't have action steps, if you don't look to create SMART goals, if you aren't constantly curious and investigating, what's new? What can I try different? What can I do that might enhance my well-being? And you're not adding variety into your life with these different activities, then you're not likely to sustain this for a lifetime. That's what lifestyle medicine is about. It's not a quick fix. It is about a journey that lasts a lifetime. One of the things I like to do, and you may notice this today, is I like walking. And what I do with patients, and I wrote this case study about it, is I walk with patients. I get them moving. Why? Because I'm trying to help them enjoy movement. I'm trying to help them be more creative, because there's studies out from Stanford that show if you walk for 20 minutes versus if you sit for 20 minutes, you can increase your creativity by 60% if you're walking for 20 minutes. So there are many, many reasons why we can get moving. Walk to work. Go for walks with friends. Walk on the weekends. Walk after dinner with your spouse. So many options. Have walking meetings like I do when you can. So attitude. We can choose to see the good, or we can focus on the bad. Wallow in our own misery or disappointment. Throw a temper tantrum. You had Carol Dweck here. Fantastic. I love her work so much. Growth Mindset. That book, Mindset, changed my life a few years ago. I love it. Don't have to get all A's all the time. It's okay if you have a mishap. Learn and grow. So this is critical in adopting and sustaining a healthy lifestyle. There will be times we'll lapse. We'll have a mishap. We can't throw it all away. Let's learn and grow. We were on a diet for 6 weeks. Then we ate a pizza, the whole pizza. Okay, it's not that it's all over. It's not all over. It's okay. What happened that day? Oh, we didn't sleep at all that night before because we were studying for an exam or we were doing a project. We didn't have breakfast or lunch either. So by the time 6 o'clock came, we were starved. So we smelled some pizza, we got a whole one, and we ate it. Well, what can we do differently next time? That's it. That's the learn and grow mentality. So variety. We know this is true in all aspects of our life. And it is the way we'll stay engaged with our physical activity, with our healthy diet, with having vegetables on our plate. We can't just always eat asparagus. You're going to have to try eggplant, and you're going to want peas, and you're going to want squash, and you're going to want the things that are in season. And the reason is you're going to want a bunch of phytonutrients, and it's going to keep you engaged. Try different spices. You know cross-training. You know you want to do different exercises because you don't want to get injured. Well, it's really the same thing. You need more than one stress resiliency technique. You can't just use deep breathing all the time. You're going to need to use something else. Try something else. Keep learning and growing, and that's investigations. These are the go pieces, the action pieces. Remember, goals, investigations, and variety. So with investigations, guess what? You're thinking about what's new. What's new in health? How do we find this out? Do you know something called PubMed, P-U-B-M-E-D? PubMed. Fantastic way to search new articles. This is the way to get your medical information, not from magazines. I don't know what your magazines are, but we have, health magazine, fitness magazine, all different magazines. Go to the source. And now, nutrition. What should I eat? What diet is best? Here is what we recommend at the American College of Lifestyle Medicine and lifestyle medicine practitioners. We use this ourselves, and we use this with patients. Half of the plate, as I mentioned, vegetables and fruit. Mostly vegetables. Whole grains is a quarter. Healthy protein is the other quarter. We don't want simple carbs because they lead us into the sugar cycle. We want a sugar cycle. You eat something sweet, blood sugar goes up. That's a 911. That's an emergency number for the pancreas to bring out insulin. Insulin then takes the glucose and brings it into the cells. And now, insulin is a great fat-storing hormone. And now you have low blood sugar again, so you're right back at it. And you want that sugar again, and it's a vicious cycle. Here's goals. This is that last part of the action step. Have you heard of this? Most of you that are in business have probably heard this, right? Specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, time-sensitive goals. So it's not just I want to lose 20 pounds. It's I'm going to start walking each day 10 minutes, and I'm going to start adding 2 vegetables to my plate for lunch and dinner. That's actionable. And setting goals that really matter. Why do you want to do that? Because you want to be able to be more creative at work, more productive, so you want more physical activity. Because you want to lower your chance of cardiovascular disease, and if you eat 5 servings of vegetables per day, you have a lower rate, a 20% lower rate of cardiovascular disease compared to those who eat less. Now let's talk a little bit about the next pillar, stress management. So what is stress? Pressure or tension exerted on a material object. A state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. But not all stress is bad. It is not all distress. Some stress is good. It's eustress, good stress, the stress of flow. We talked about something that shrinks the hippocampus, and the question came up, and we already suggested that physical activity can increase the volume of our hippocampus. Guess what? Chronic stress is known to impact the hippocampus in a negative way and decrease it. So we need to learn how to harness stress and get into flow. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, anyone has seen this book? Read this book. It's a fantastic book. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, the concept is flow. You have skill level and you have a challenge. When your skill level meets your challenge, you are in what's called the flow channel. Everything just is working well. You're in a zone. You may be writing a paper. You may be reading. You may be shooting baskets. You may be jogging. You may be doing any number of things where you lose track of time. Your skill level meets the challenge, and you are in flow. Okay, we're almost done. Timeouts. Really important. Who takes their vacation? Wait, we're in Europe. This is Ireland. Who takes their vacation? Yes, right. That's what I thought, because when I'm in America and I give this talk and I say who takes their vacation, guess what I see? Oh, 2 or 3 out of no, okay, that's an exaggeration, but very few, because we have this culture where we don't need vacation. We can just keep working. Look at me, I'm so productive, I'm just so productive, and I can do it. Vacation time, we know, is the 7th habit for Stephen Covey. Do you know Stephen Covey's work? Yes. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful work. Well, that's all about sharpen the saw. But not only that, you know that the data from medical journals shows that if you take breaks throughout the day, so this is not just put your head down, do it, keep working. No, if you take breaks about every hour, just 5 to 10 minutes, a walk in your office if it's raining in Ireland, or if you can get out and it's a beautiful day, a little walk, that will rejuvenate you, refocus you, and you will be more productive. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. You need natural sources of energy. How many of you consume caffeine? Okay, so we're going to talk about ways to have natural energy. We have a lull at 3 p.m., and many of us go to caffeine at that time. I did. By the way, I only have caffeine now in the morning, if you can believe it. True. 1 or 2 cups before 10. Instead, you can take a walk at 3 p.m. Instead, you could have a bag of nuts. Why? Has magnesium in it, and we know many people have low magnesium, and that causes fatigue. Knowing your intrinsic motivators, what really moves you, what really gives you a reward, and doing those things each day gives you natural energy. Have you heard Nietzsche's, he who has a why can endure any how? It's all about having a vision for yourself, your own mission statement. Yes, RCSI has a mission statement. Many of you work here. You work in different places. There's a mission statement. What's your personal mission statement? Have you thought about it? It's good to have your personal mission statement. If you don't know it, ask yourself, what are my core values? What are my priorities right now? Do you know Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning? It's a fantastic book if you haven't read it. Fantastic. Small, skinny book, quick read. Everyone has his own specific vocation or mission in life. Everyone must carry out a concrete assignment and that demands fulfillment. Therein he cannot be replaced, nor can his life be repeated. Thus, everyone's task is unique as his specific opportunity to implement it. Do you know the Japanese ikigai? Figure out what you love, what the world needs, what you can get paid for, you have to be realistic, and what you're good at. And if those can all come together, be your ikigai, your reason for getting up in the morning, and you know mine, right? I want to get up in the morning. I want to empower people to lead healthy lives, to exercise, to eat the Harvard Healthy Plate, to sleep. And it turns out, research shows us people with purpose live longer, have a lower risk of cognitive decline, have a lower risk of disability, and have positive relations with others. This is very simple and straightforward because it's sleep. We need it. And the data shows that everyone here looks like they're over 17 except, okay, a couple people, but most of you look like you're over 17, so you're 7 to 9 hours requirement for sleep. It sounded like some of you were actually getting that. Nap time is okay if it's 20 minutes or 30, no longer than 30 minutes. It will disrupt sleep. So how do you get this sleep? Make your room a cave, quiet. You need earplugs if it's noisy and you're in the city of Dublin. 60 to 70 degrees, you want a cool temperature. Why? You want to sleep in the cool temperature because a drop in core body temperature is a signal for sleep. That's why we want it cool and dark in the bedroom. We want to avoid screens. Do you know why? Any screens. That's your phone, that's your iPad, that's your television. You avoid these things. You've heard that probably, but why? Because of blue wavelength light. What does blue wavelength light do? And goes to the pineal gland and blocks melatonin. So what the blue wavelength does is keeps you awake by blocking another signal for sleep, which is melatonin. People take melatonin tablets trying to go to sleep. Another way to do it is 2 hours, okay, or an hour before bed, put all the tablets and things away, all the screens away, and allow yourself the opportunity to get a good night's sleep without the disruption of the blue wavelength of light. And social connection is our last one. I see this huge at RCSI, by the way. A lot of connection. It's incredible. I kind of want to stay. Everybody is really open and committed to supporting each other and being innovative and supporting the students and their well-being. But this is a basic need. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Physiologic, of course. Safety, of course. Then what's after that? Love and belonging, social connection. There's a landmark study, maybe you know it, from 1979, Lisa Berkman. She showed that people who have low number of social connections, they have a higher rate of cardiac disease. And nowadays, there's cardiologists in the room I know, loneliness is becoming a risk factor for cardiac disease. So creating high-quality connections, Jane Dutton's work, do you know Jane Dutton? Has she come to you? You've had a lot of famous people. Jane? She's wonderful and has great work on high-quality connections. And she helps us to figure out how to do this. With high-quality connections, you have a greater emotional carrying capacity. What does that mean? You can express more emotion, positive and negative. You can be real, in other words, with the person in front of you. For the body, what are we going to do? What are we going to work on? Sleep, nutrition, diet. For the mind, what are we going to work on? Stress resiliency, timeouts, attitude. For the joyful heart, purpose, social connection, and natural sources of energy. And to get it all going, our goals, our investigations, and our variety. With that, I hope you've gotten some tips and tricks. Maybe, I think we're going to sell some treadmill workstations. I can tell right here. I know I'm not connected to that company. I told you what I am connected to. Anyway, thank you so much for your attention, and I hope it was helpful in some way.